Hello everybody and welcome back. This is the release of Minecraft Bedrock Edition Beta and Preview 1.20.0.20, and this is really exciting because it's the first beta and preview for Minecraft, actually like Minecraft 1.20, which is insane of course, and today we're going to be covering everything inside of it. Now first off, something that this tells us is that probably next week, and if we're unlucky the week after that, we will see the full release of Minecraft 1.19.80 on Minecraft Bedrock Edition. I'll make a video on that as well, so subscribe and hit the bell to get notified for when that comes out. Anyways, let's take a look at what we have in this. So, in this we've got a collection of many things that we've been seeing rolling out through the experimental features of betas and previews over the last few months. Yeah. So we have the introduction of for the experimental features, yeah, which are basically experimental features you can enable in settings, which will usually be here in world creation. There are things you can enable. We have, of course, got archaeology. We've got the brush. We've got different blocks like the suspicious sand and suspicious gravel. And we've got the cherry grove, hanging signs, all that stuff. And basically, these have all been completely fixed up. Also, of course, I'm almost forgetting the armor trims, camels, and stuff like that. So it's we've gotten all these like smoothed out, perfectioned out. Yeah, especially a lot of changes to decorated pots. We've gotten all the rules for placing blocks on top of decorated blocks. Also aligned things between Java and Bedrock Edition. We've also got the different colors for potions. So potions, tipped arrows, and mob effects have had all of their colors adjusted. We can see that here. You can see that to make them just basically more distinguishable from one another. Anyways, so basically we have that for all the experimental features, just a bunch of smoothing out there, so much of it. And then we also have features and bug fixes, and here we've got some huge stuff as well. This is the stuff I'm going to be going over more in depth. Yeah, so first off, we have shield customization. This is a top vanilla parity feature request. So as many of you may know, on Java Edition, you can combine shields with banners to create custom shields. However, on Bedrock Edition, that's not the case. However, it is actually now. So as it says, a vanilla parity feature request. And basically what that means is that they're making something the same in Bedrock Edition as it is on Java. Yeah, and that's great, of course. So the banner is consumed upon use of decorating a shield with it. And you can obviously then put patterns on shields and banners, and a top requested vanilla parity feature. Anyways, so the Sniffer and the torch flower have been de-experimentified, which basically means that during snapshots and previews of 1.20, these will no longer be experimental features, which means that the Sniffer and torch flower are, air quotation marks, complete, as in we will see no more major changes, and most of the big bugs concerning them have all been ironed out, which also means that they have removed the Sniffer experimental toggle since it has no active experimental content. Yeah, and that means all the things I talked about earlier, like camels and armor trims, they are still subject to change and are still experimental. However, we have now gotten pure confirmation of exactly what the Sniffer and torch flower will be like. Yeah. So the pitcher plant as well, that has also been de-experimentified. So the Sniffer can now occasionally sniff up a pitcher pod item. This pod can be planted in farmland and will grow into a pitcher crop, which is 5 growth stages, and once fully grown, it can be harvested, and that will yield the 2 tall block pitcher plant. Yeah, that's also something that's being de-experimentified. Then we also actually have some more vanilla parity. So Woodland Mansion's entrances now use cobblestone slabs instead of other slabs. Iron bars and glass panes now will connect to pistons. Also, when pistons are extended, dead bushes can now be placed on grass and moss blocks, and the map for color for black terracotta will now match the map color for black terracotta on Java Edition. Next, we've also got two small accessibility changes, with the screen reader now describing the function of delete world, and they've tweaked the contrast of the text inside the header for lists of worlds, both of these relating to the storage menu. Then for the gameplay, we've gotten a bit of smoothing out there as well, just some regular bug fixes. So, players could fall through farmland blocks after jumping on them. They could take fall damage when falling through water at high speeds, which is a huge bug, and I'm glad to see it's finally been fixed since a lot of people were affected by it. They fixed an issue where Armor Sans pose would not change when right-clicked, whilst the player held sneak and was flying. That might sound really obscure, but this was actually an issue which Mojang tried to fix, and it broke something else, and then they reverted it, and they tried to fix it again, and it wouldn't work. But apparently they've done it now, which is great. And weighted pressure plates now update their signal strength immediately when multiple items are placed on top of them. Then together with that, we also have some more bug fixes. Yeah, so they've removed the redundant lava cauldron block. Wooden logs generated in Woodland Mansions now have correct facing. After choosing the main menu option on the death screen, the player hitbox will be the correct size when returning to that world. Sugarcane no longer generates air pocket when generated underwater, and they've fixed a bug that caused player capes to stop flapping when moving forward and looking sideways. They've also lowered the time it takes to start up and load into the start screen, which is always something we'd love to see, and they've added a new splash text to celebrate a render dragon launching everywhere. Then they've also fixed an issue in RTX where underwater light shafts from the moon would originate from the opposite angle, and broken and unbroken elytra now render in hand in the world and in item frames too with the actual correct icon, depending if it was broken or not. The loading animation for adding friends is now the correct size, and basically that's kind of it. We have a few more bug fixes, a few more changes that were less significant. I went over the most important ones for you guys. Of course, you can check out the changelog, which is always the top link in the description. Here you can find the technical updates, which I never really go over, as well as all of the maybe less significant bug fixes and changes that I skipped over, as well as for all the bug fixes you can find all the linked bug reports if you want more details on that. However, for right now, that's basically it. Remember to stay tuned for the hopefully release of Minecraft Bedrock Edition 1.19.80 very soon. But for right now, thank you ever so much for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.